And then Patrick, you said you had guests coming?
Nope, they all decided not to show up. Excuse
Oh
me.
well.
Yeah,
F them then.
it's all good. You guys should aim to, you know, get some people to come on as well. I'm in talk with Ben Sigmund right now. Hopefully he gets back to me soon. But yeah, he just got a Quest, and he said he's been playing a lot of old space. Um, he's really busy with this whole COVID-19 thing, so yeah, things are the way they are.
A lot of people
Now.
just got the quest during the pandemic. That's pretty interesting.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Annalise, you gonna
Yes.
be there?
Now, give me 1 second more before we start. Let me finish setting this up. Everything's just about right. I have Patrick's link. I don't have a link from Brian. Check in Telegram. Annalise, can you drop the
Yes.
link? Drop
Where
the
did you?
link. We never get to see from Annalise's point of view. I was gonna say drop a link.
Drop the link for.
A live stream.
Drop the link for the live stream at the stream too.
That would be cool to have all of our angles, yeah. If not, whatever, you never.
She's busy with the Crunchyroll. Let her do the Crunchyroll piece.
Crunchyroll, not doing Crunchyroll. I'm in our Telegram chat right now.
Don't you lie to me, lady. You know you like to crunch, 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 crunch. You love that crunchy, crunch, crunch.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Patrick?
I don't know. I'm tired. Sorry.
Yeah, apparently.
I was talking about anime. Crunchyroll. You know what I mean? Crunchyroll.
I would never pay for Crunchyroll.
Wait. Okay.
Never?
Ever.
No. No, we have the internet. Internet's free.
I don't know about free.
Yeah, internet's definitely not free. It should be free, but it's not.
Internet service is not free. Everything on the internet is free.
Nah, it's not. You're exchanging your bandwidth. You know what I mean? And like, now that the corporations are taking your data and selling it, so like technically you're like a data. Yeah, it's not free at all. I wish it was free. It'd be great.
Anywho, are you sending me a live stream link? Because I got Patrick and Brian all set up. Hi, welcome. We're another person.
Yep. Hopefully, since he's in a VR headset, his experience is nice and dandy. We'll see.
Looks like an Oculus Go, so it should be fine. It's only the Rift PC VR that's been having that issue.
Okay.
I don't see that you started your stream yet, Patrick, but it's all good.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Not yet.
Go.
I can start now. I'm going live.
You can whenever y'all ready. Who wants to start host today? Oh, let me switch to human.
I'll introduce, and then do you guys want to go into the digest first? What stories do you have before we start real quick? Just a quick little
blurb. It doesn't matter.
Who's going over what?
All right, so for VR news, we're covering Sharknado.
Brian, are you gonna go over the blockchain digest? Jerome, make sure that you're back and forth with Brian. Talk about the news. Look at the little article he sent in the chat while he's doing that segment, okay?
Got you.
Oh, you have a headset on, don't you? Or you're in your computer?
I'm on the headset.
Damn it, Jerome. Fuck. Okay. Did you read the article
Wait.
that Brian put in there? The blockchain games digest.
I will take a look at it.
It's kind of too late now for me to start. Okay, just
I'm
follow
ready.
along. Just follow along. Okay. Okay. So I'll just introduce. Let me know when you're gonna start streaming.
Oh man.
One second. Well, is that not the right height? Drop that a little bit. Right here. And we are. Oh, wait. I definitely didn't change the name of the stream. Let me do that real quick. 1 second.
Yeah.
What the heck happened to my password? I know this. Okay. Where's my phone? Wait. Where's my phone? My phone.
Wait 1 second. Where's my phone?
Damn. That's horrible. Oh shit. That's a Hail Mary. So fucking Hail Mary. That is an absolute Hail Mary. Guys, what are we doing? What's going on? Anybody there? Yeah, that's weird.
Hey, Jerome, what are you doing?
Space.
Oh
Loading.
God.
All right, I'm here. All right. We're
It
good
took
to go.
forever.
Let's
Man.
go live. Yeah, I didn't realize. Hold on. All right, we're good to go. Going live in 3, 2, 1, and we're live.
Hey guys, my name's Annalise, and you're here tuning in to the Blockchain Universe Gamers podcast. I'm here with Jerome, Patrick, and Brian, and we got the latest blockchain gaming news from this past week. Today is April 7th, 2020. We are in the middle of the pandemic virus, so let's see what we have in store. Patrick, would you like to start off?
Yeah, sure. Speaking of the pandemic, Mark Cuban helped Node raise about $6 million for development and customer and talent retention amid the layoff crisis, which I think is quite a good thing. I guess it's like a ray of hope. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure how this is going to keep customers coming in, but essentially Node is focusing on breaking down data silos between service offerings like Workday and Salesforce and other CRM and marketing automation software. So yeah, that's a nice little development within the tech space for business to business operations involving AI. Hey, Jerome, what is going on in the gaming space for artificial intelligence?
There's a lot going on with AI and gaming right now. Just bear with me 1 second. I realize that our audio is not coming through my live stream. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, well, how about we segue over to a different subject then, shall we?
No, just give me 1 second, and
Okay.
that is good to go. Mic check.
So while
I'm getting
Jerome's
it.
figuring that out, real quick, because you mentioned the pandemic and what's going on. So I think it's interesting how you brought up the whole thing with the payroll. It's an ongoing issue that I feel needs to be resolved sooner than later. I don't see us, I don't know, getting past this stage anytime soon within the next month. What do you think is going to start happening to people who are, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months without working now? Because I feel like we're getting into a dangerous zone.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, it's pretty outrageous. I'm seeing people do GoFundMe right now in the form of desperation. And to be honest with you, the government's trying to get people handouts for $1,200, even if you didn't file for your taxes. So yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a first resort, but this is literally the start
What about
of
small businesses? I feel like they're
yeah,
heavily affected by this. And
yeah,
according
small
to the news,
businesses.
they're not even organized to do this right now.
Well, no, actually, small businesses are actually being promised a bit of return. Well, not necessarily return, but a bit of help, I guess, from financial services from the Federal Reserve. So I kid you not, the Federal Reserve is willing to do forgivable loans for all small businesses, independent contractors, and everybody else in between. Now, here's the thing. Not only are the banks going to be profiting from this, also people that are helping these independent contractors and small businesses file for these loans are going to get a cut from it as well. So this is going to become a big business. It's going to be highly lucrative. And they're looking to get about $200,000 to like $2 million for people that operate small businesses. And once again, there's no need to actually pay this back. Like it's going to be forgivable to the point where you could default on it with almost no ramifications. Like
Yeah, so I know the whole process only because we actually applied Bits and Tokens as a small business to do so because we are eligible. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you have to do you do it back either in what is it, the lease, payroll, things just like support overhead costs. It's just, I guess, the organization behind it. What they're saying is that they're not ready, right? Like this is happening
yeah,
now, but no one's actually equipped. The banks aren't actually equipped to do this. No one's actually ready to give out all these loans. They're having trouble giving some people guidelines. I was hearing on the news the other day, they were saying that this was, I think, introduced yesterday, and I'm like, wait a second, I applied for this over a week ago. What was introduced yesterday? This has been out for a while now, and they keep saying the same thing. So it's super confusing, and I feel like they're not only confusing the public, like business owners, but like they're not giving clear, concise information and instructions to
yeah.
the financial institutions that are supposed to be giving out these loans. So I feel like there's
They're
just
scrambling.
everything's scrambled right now. It's extremely scrambled right now. So I don't know. I'm kind of sitting in here. I'm one of those small businesses. So I'm kind of on the front hand of this, kind of just waiting to see what this entire thing will turn into.
Yeah, I completely understand you. Dang, that's kind of crazy, actually. I mean, man, I'm also a part of a small business, and we have about 11 to anywhere between 11 to 30 artists releasing on our record label every single year. Anywhere between that number. and we have to distribute royalties, but the cost of living right now is outweighing the growth of the brand, because of the price hikes and because of market uncertainty. Also, other factors as well. So it's kind of outrageous, just thinking about how this is actually affecting small business. I think it's a little crazy, but we'll see what happens.
Does anybody else hear that? Is it just me? Oh.
No, I'm hearing a little bit of feedback as well.
Yeah, there's a little feedback. I don't know if it's Brian or not, but I want to say hi to all the new guests that are coming in now. This is the Blockchain Universe podcast. We got you guys muted for the time being, but we'll open up the floor for questions. Right now, we're just basically going over what's going on in the week. Obviously, the pandemic that's going on. That feedback. Brian, is that you?
Yeah, man. That sounds. Yeah, it sounds like Annalise.
Hold on, let me mute all. Yeah, Annalise, it's you for sure. There we go.
Okay, yeah, I just unmuted myself because I was listening to somebody. I don't know if it was my computer or someone in the crowd was playing like Jamaican music. I was like, what the heck? It was just really abrupt.
All right, well, everybody's officially muted except for us. I'm going to start the recording again from this point. And welcome, guys. I'm Jerome from Blockchain Universe and Bits and Tokens. To my left, we have. Go ahead.
Oh, yep. I'm Patrick, and Annalise, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Annalise. If you see my avatar spinning, I'm actually really upset because Jerome, why were we not streaming? What's happening?
No, we were streaming. It's just it's still audio issue. I think it's you're on speaker.
No,
you need to take off your speaker and
you
put on
suck.
headphones.
You suck. I'm gonna beat you up virtually. I'm gonna run into you back and forth.
Virtually.
You suck.
Yeah, this is
You
ultra
suck.
professional right now.
You
This is
suck.
so professional, guys. She was too busy
No, guys, we're
to
all about
deal with
gaming,
her
fun, and
audio.
love here. So welcome. And Brian, that means it's your cue. Brian with red eyes.
He's like,
Go for it,
no
Brian.
need to introduce myself. Let's just do what my article is real quick, guys. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and cover that. I don't see it. I gotta say, I am involved in the Sandbox. I have an account, and I do like their voxel-based platform. But let's not try to evaluate ETH and USD like right now, especially with the way the market's been tossing and turning for these past couple of weeks, if not months. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like 100, and I think it's good. No, I think it's going to rally much higher than that. Like in the long term of the ecosystem, because of the price shock that's going to happen once Ethereum leaves proof of work to proof of stake. So yeah, we could see quite possibly a $2,000 Ethereum by 2022 or 2023. It just depends on how fast we move against this ice age, which the developers have put in place to incentivize growth for the ecosystem. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what the Sandbox is going to be doing here in the future. Would you like to talk about Chain Clash?
Yeah, Patrick, do
Yeah.
you have something specific about
I
Chain
do, man.
Clash?
Dude, it's epic, man. Like seriously, it's in Digest that he posted in the Telegram. So I thought he was gonna bring it up. It's a free-to-play fighting game on EOS. You don't even have to have a wallet set up or anything, and it actually looks really good. It fights like kind of like Mortal Kombat or Tekken in real time, and the characters are actually valued in EOS
Wait, where can I
as
get
well.
this? That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's actually free to play, and the game is live right now. It's you can look it up.
Where?
Called Chain Clash. One second.
That sounds pretty cool. It's like a Mortal Kombat styled fighting. Is that what I'm getting from this?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. John McAfee as well. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
cool.
this.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
Definitely
See
gonna need
this.
to check that out. And for all you guys that are, just tuning in and have no idea what they're talking about with chain clash, Ethereum, all of these different words that they're throwing out, just to get you guys recapped in case you're new to the blockchain gaming space, we're up here talking about blockchain, which is the technology underneath this Bitcoin thing we heard about, and it's growing. There's a whole industry that just keeps picking up steam. There's more and more companies and developers that are coming together, creating different projects, all to change up the game. The one thing that all of us have come together on it and is that gaming has really changed up the game, and that brings my next article that I saw, which was in regards to blockchain gaming accelerating in 2020 as there's better and better games that are coming out. There's more of a need for blockchain to help people with making money off of video games. So, how many people here, let me get a show of hands, how many people would love to make money while playing video games? Give me some emojis if you don't have any hands. Yeah, I see some hands in the crowd. So definitely want to be making some money while playing some video games. With the system that we have today, that's not that feasible. Whereas with systems that are being developed right now due to the block technology, you're able to earn funds off of different style games. So the quickest example I could think is a game called Light Night, where you'll be able to deposit Bitcoin and then you get to play, shoot other people, kind of like Fortnite. And as you kill people, you earn Bitcoin. You can then turn that Bitcoin into US dollars. So that's going to be something that I'm really
Wait,
excited
full
for.
disclaimer, full disclaimer. If
Yeah, man.
you are not a great shooter, okay, the same way you can win Bitcoin, you can also lose it. So if you get like shot, you will lose your Bitcoin, which made me sad because I suck at Fortnite. Just saying. So
Hey, I do think that we shouldn't be trying to equate Bitcoin to US dollars. That's not a good idea. You shouldn't want to turn Bitcoin into US dollars. The idea of having Bitcoin is to circumvent the US dollar and to spend it as is through voucher systems.
That is
Nonetheless,
very true.
it's just a methodology of adapting to a digital currency and spending it as is, because some people they see it as, oh, Bitcoin is worth this much and this much versus this much and this much, and sometimes it gets really convoluted and really confusing. So it's just the idea of taking the value as is and trying to buy food or clothing or maybe even a means of travel. So yeah, nonetheless, sure, you can make a lot of money from blockchain, but it's all about being sovereign. It's all about the idea of having your own money that nobody else can take from you and that you can put on a video game and quite possibly double that money, if not quadruple it, just by having a great amount of skill. So yeah.
I agree. I think that's what's amazing about this technology merging with uh, the technology that's in video games today. There's all sorts of platforms out there. Some of the ones that we talk about on a weekly basis are 2D games, virtual reality games, blockchain games, and AI-based cloud games, as well as AI-based games. So you asked me earlier about AI gaming. And there are some topics that are coming up in the AI world, and in regards to gaming specifically, Google's DeepMind project created a new task force called Agent 57, and Agent 57 is an AI platform that can beat humans in Atari games. They had 57 Atari games that they went head to head, the AI versus humans, and the AI beat every single human in all 57 Atari games, which is mind blowing to me.
I mean, I can find that believable, because like AI has been beating humans in Go and in chess for years now, and those are highly complex games, So, but that just proves that machine learning is on the rise right about now. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And then in streaming news, Google, it's another month. So if you have Google Stadia, you got a new set of games. I got to check out the new game that they released, which is um, it's a collection of games. Honestly, I just can't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head, but it's kind of reminds me of Mad Max. It's pretty fun. I'm actually gonna have to pull it up. I want to remember the name of this game, but I had a lot of fun just running around. It's a multiplayer split screen game, so I definitely want to check out split screen cloud gaming. I haven't really tried that much yet, other than like fighting games, but this game's pretty fun. I had some fun running around. The Serious Sam collection, a bunch of older games from like 2001, and it's just so many games combined into one game, and you can just run through all of the different series in this game, and it's crazy just being able to play this older game in the cloud on this new console. And back over to you guys.
Whoa,
Any
Patrick
other
just
news that you guys want
disappeared.
to talk about? Yeah.
I mean, so here's the thing. I watch I try really hard not to necessarily pay attention to the news just because everything I see in the news has to do with Corona. So I haven't been watching it. And then when I look up articles just like relating crypto and stuff like that, usually I rely on like crypto Twitter. But like there's nothing on there recently. So I'm just like, meh. Everything's just a meh. So like any itty bitty bit of news I see between like group chats and like whatever you guys tell me is kind of all I get exposed to. So me, no, personally, no news here. Just trying to staying alive another day. Brian, did you finish going over that article, or was there anything else on there that we missed? Uh-huh. Okay, so Atari's really digging their toes like into, the blockchain gaming community. We don't even see it. They're like sneaking in there. That's how corporations get us, I feel like. Uh-huh.
Hey, I do think that it's great that Atari's getting involved, but one thing that's really kind of troublesome to me, from my perspective of the sandbox, is the fact that they are not really as open when it comes to showcasing their blockchain token on the Ethereum ecosystem. Like I couldn't actually find any of their non-fungible tokens, So, and to me, I don't know about you guys, that's a little bit of a red flag to me.
So
Have you
wait,
found
they like
any?
went out, announced their NFTs, and then you couldn't actually find them, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I couldn't even find land or anything. Like, I couldn't find any of the assets. I think they're trying to keep it closed source right now for the most part, and then like open it up to the general public once they're out of the pre-sale phase. Kind of like what Gods Unchained did, which I think is a little questionable because, like, it's just my opinion though.
I mean,
But
sure, but also
it's
Atari is a big family known name. Atari's been going
yeah,
down for generations at a time, not only as a
hmm
company. So like
yeah,
to question their reputation on whether or not they will or will not go through with like, financially or in sales or even returning money back to the people who invested into it is not, I feel like is not a question. Atari can definitely, take a decent lawsuit if it needed to come down to it. So I don't know. I wouldn't question it. It's probably just that they're not ready to release it to the public. That's really all it could be.
Very
yeah.
possible. And with that, I want to segue it to the audience. We've been going back and forth up here for the last half hour. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Do you
Is
have
there
any
anything you guys
questions?
want to talk about? I'll take that as a no.
Hold on, they're still muted. Now you guys can talk. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and speak. No? I guess not.
Nada. Well, how about we go ahead and segue to Sharknado, which is dropping in VR this week. It's going to be on the Steam network, Steam powered network. And you can. I did not actually, but yeah, April 8th. It's so in about 3 hours. Yeah, exactly. And it's coming out through Autumn VR, and it's a little indie title, but still, it looks pretty good. I think that it's kind of like an immersive experience where you got like your character, which is you, essentially experiencing what is supposed to be multitudes of sharks in a tornado. It starts off with you in a bar, and literally, you're watching the weatherman tell you about an extreme storm pattern. It's a little funny, a bit satirical, but I think it's gonna be quite an addition to your Steam account if you choose to pick it up. So. Yeah, man.
I have not checked out that show or movie yet.
To
That
doing
it's
sharks in
trapped.
a
Is it?
tornado.
It's not. Right. So maybe I'll have to. Should I watch the show before I get the game then?
Hey, it all comes down to what your tastes are. Some people like to have an immersive experience where they are the show, man. So it's just up to you. I honestly don't really watch TV much, like unless it's YouTube. So yeah.
That is the key.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's beyond me. So
right. I haven't even checked it out, but I think it is interesting that they decided to make a gaming adaptation and a blockchain game at that.
Oh, it's not necessarily a blockchain game. It's just a regular game on the Steam-powered network, which is owned by
Steam,
Valve.
okay.
Yeah. So, hey guys, you guys know about what's going on with Zoom, right? They're having some
Zoom bombing.
You talk about their privacy laws
Yeah.
privacy, issues that they're having, people hijacking.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, so like here's my thing. Originally, they never thought, I guess, that they would get to the scale that they did, but also Zoom was a pretty big company. They should have the issues that they're having, I feel like are basic privacy, in general for anyone who's video calling and, basic things that you should have to block people from taking over your webcam. Like taking over your webcam is not, a little willy-nilly thing. Like that's like someone's hacking into your computer basically. Like that's major. That's a major security flaw. I don't think that should be happening. Like Zoom is not new. It was just on a smaller scale because only corporations use them. Now the entire world's trying to use them, but these security flaws are not small. These are security flaws I feel like platforms as a kid, like Uvu or like, Kick, little bit, the things that children used to use. These are, security flaws that mediocre company not should be having. Not a company evaluated at 10 million users before this whole thing happened. Now it's, 20 million users or 200,000. I'm sorry, 200 million users. It was 10 million users. Like, this is not a small thing. Like, they didn't have 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 users using them. They had a decent amount of the population. So I feel like it's really silly that this is a thing, honestly.
Yep, I agree. It's a little absurd, but it's not just hacking your webcam. It's actually taking over your microphone as well, and also gaining access into private information that's stored onto your machine. It's literally like
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's accessing your entire machine really through an application, because they have your IP, they have access through your ports, and then they have access to your operating system. But apparently they're patching it up and things are going to be a bit more secure, so they say.
So on the final note, make sure you're taking care of your privacy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, VPNs. Always use VPNs. Always. I'm kind of being a hypocrite because I don't even have a VPN up right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
You should
Some
at very
VPNs are
least
good to
have like
custodial
Opera
stuff.
or Brave browser up. Come on.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
Well,
At least.
the floor is open. If you have questions, go ahead and hit that raise hand button or ask away. If not, we'll go ahead and end right here. Go disperse with the audience. It's been a pleasure discussing what's been happening with blockchain with my buddies Patrick, Annalise, and Brian. I'm Jerome from Bits and Tokens and Blockchain Universe, and this is the Blockchain Universe podcast. Say goodbye, you guys.
See ya.
Same time next week, every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
See ya.
Yeah, Central Time for all.